guys, today I'm making a video about the hunter. So if you're new to this game and you decided to make a hunter, or if you just bought the game because the Taken King has come out, and again you're new to the game, I'm going to explain to you guys what subclass to pick, depending on if you like PvP or if you want to get into raids and PvE types of game types. So I know when the Taken King comes out, the first character you decide to pick, and if you pick a hunter, you're going to be able to start at 34, so you can do the Taken King stuff. But I don't know what that means for the subclasses. Now I know there's a third subclass, but I'm not going to talk about it because you're not going to be able to pick it right away, and you have to unlock it by doing certain stuff in the Taken King anyways. But these two subclasses, what I'm guessing they're going to do, since you're going to be able to start off at 34, is you're going to either be able to have both of these upgraded all the way, or what I'm thinking is you're going to be able to pick what subclass you want to rank up all the way. So you're at 34 and you don't have to worry about leveling one of these subclasses up all the way. So and then I'll talk about the gear I have for the hunter and what gear is really good to get right away. And then I'll also talk about the weapons I have on this hunter as well, and what's good and the reason why I have it. But to start off, okay, so this is kind of hard because the hunter is really good at PvP. So if you're really interested in PvP, you can't really go wrong with either class. The gunslinger is really good, the blade dancer is really good. So you can't really go wrong with either class, in my opinion. But if you're more into PvE and you really want to get into that when you start playing this game, I would go blade dancer, because that's more suited for PvE situations, like especially if you're playing Crota. Usually a hunter does the sword on Crota because he can go invisible and stuff like that. When you're playing PoE, in different situations you have to go invisible to diffuse mines and stuff like that. So if you're interested in PvE, I would go blade dancer. If you're more interested in PvP, to be honest, you can't really go wrong with either one. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is gunslinger, and then I'll talk about blade dancer. So let's get into Sunsinger now. Let's talk about the grenades first. This grenade, you're really never going to use. Swarm grenades is pretty good, and it's okay. But the grenade you really should use, especially in PvP, and even in PvE. Even though like this is like a mine, so when you throw it, there will be like a beam of light that comes out of it, and whatever hits that beam of light, it'll explode. But it has such a small radius to it that enemies walk past it all the time, and it won't explode. But if you aim it right, it will work for you, and it can kill a bunch of enemies. And in PvP, it's really strong as well, especially for trials. Like trials is like a 3v3, and if you die, you die, but you can be rezzed. So a lot of people use this trip mine because when they kill somebody, they throw the mine grenade around the orb so people can't res them. But I really like the trip mine. It's really strong. The only problem with the trip mine is you might kill yourself sometimes, but that's about it. Let's talk about the jump. So the jump you really want is a triple jump when you're a gunslinger. That's the best jump to have. These other two are kind of stupid, but make sure you're on triple jump. And then this is the golden gun. This is your super ability. So in PvP, you probably want Deadeye. That makes the accuracy a lot better for you, so you can hit your enemy a lot easier. So that's really good. This is more for PvE. when you kill an enemy, it causes them to explode, which hurts other enemies, so that's really good. And then Gunfighter reduces the cooldown of Golden Gun and allowing it to be used more often. So if you think you're really good at aiming with the Golden Gun, then this is really good to have in PvP because you get your super more often. But again, I would suggest to use this in PvP, and this in PvE, and this if you think you're really good at aiming with the Golden Gun. So that way, when you're playing in PvP, you get your super more often. Alright, this is the throwing knife. You know what? You can pick either one of these. I don't really care about the throwing knife. I got it on this one just because it catches the enemies on fire, so that's pretty good. The Circle of Life, you might want that in PvP, like Trials, so you have more armor. Killing an enemy with a throwing knife while Golden Gun is active extends the duration of Golden Gun, but whoever's going to do that, I have no idea. And then Knife Juggler, precision kills with the throwing knife, resets its cooldown. Again, who's going to do that? So I think this one's the best one, but again, just choose which one you think is best for you. Alright, so I'm going to talk about these two columns first before I get to these, okay? So let's talk about PvE first. So what you really want is armor and recovery, because agility, it's not really that hard to outmaneuver your enemy at all. So I would suggest having more armor, and then having recovery, and then having agility. So that's probably how you should set up for PvE right there. You know, armor is always important. So, and then for PvP situations like Trials or whatever, agility is pretty important, and I wouldn't really say recovery is that important at all. You want to go with armor and then agility. So let's see. Probably want, no, you don't want that. You probably want it like that, guys, when you're playing Trials, or if you're playing Crucible, you can pretty much set it up any way you want to because you respawn anyways. But this is usually how I have it when I'm playing PvP anyways. But again, you can try all these setups out and just choose which one you like better. It's up to you. So let's talk about this column. This is Scavenger. Picking up ammo reduces the cooldown of your grenades and throwing knives. That can be pretty good in PvE. This is Keyhole. Golden Gun over penetrates and can damage multiple targets. That's the one I use the most in PvP or PvE. Gunslinger Trance. Precision kills increase weapon stability. Stacks up 3 times. Now this can be pretty good in PvE as well. So you could use that if you wanted to. It's not a bad option, but again, I like this. Alright, let's talk about this one now. Precision kills increase the weapon's reload speed. Stacks up 3 times. I used to use this all the time. It's pretty good in PvE situations, like when you're killing enemies. It's pretty easy to get precision kills, so that's really good to use. Over the Horizon, increase the range of the Golden Gun. Clearly that's good in PvE and PvP situations. You know, that's really good to use. And then this one I never use. Gain an additional throwing knife. Who cares? So that's going to be the Gunslinger, guys. So now I'm going to talk about the Blade Dancer. Now this is going to be more set up for PvE in my opinion, and if you're more interested in doing raids, and especially the Crota raid, and if you're really into the PoE, the Prison of Elders, then this would benefit you more than the Gunslinger would. Even though both of these are really good in both situations, so you really want to upgrade both of these anyways. So let's talk about the Blade Dancer, the grenades. I usually use the this one, the Arc Bolt grenade. I like that one; it's pretty strong. The Skip grenade, the grenade which splits into on impact, creates multiple projectiles seeking enemies. You know, that's okay. I never use it. The flux grenade, which deals additional damage when attached to an enemy. Again, that's more if you actually hit an enemy with it, it does that damage. So I never use that. So it's up to between these two, but I really like this one. For the jump, for PvP, and if you're a blade dancer, blink is the best jump. It's very confusing. It confuses me when I'm playing against somebody that's using blink. It's really good, so I would suggest if you're really into PvP, then learn how to use blink, but it's not very useful in PvE situations, like when you're doing raids or you're playing PoE or you're just doing Vanguard strikes. I would just do this one right here, better control, or even high jumps. You know, it's okay, but this one's pretty good too. I would suggest these two if you're, you know, you want to do raid stuff or whatever. And this actually helps your recovery, so that's pretty good too. So this is your super ability, Arc Blade. It's really good in PvP. You can really do damage. So Showstopper, this is press R2 during the Arc Blade to damage nearby enemies. So this is like you can do a lot of damage to areas that are around you. Like you do the spin move and it damages the enemies around you. So that's really good when you have a group of enemies coming at you. So that's really good. The Razor Edge is really good too. It does like this shockwave thing. It can be hard to use in PvP, but it's pretty good. And then Vanish, it's really, Vanish is more for PvE. So when you're doing raids and you're playing PoE, you probably want Vanish more often. To choose one of these for PvP, it really doesn't matter. Either one of these is okay, because usually you're just going to be doing you're not even going to use either of these to be honest when you're playing PvP that much, because you know you're not really going to have a group of enemies around you to make this effective when you're playing PvP. So it doesn't really matter. Now this is your punch. The most important one is Escape Artist. It's really good in PvE. This is what you use when you're the sword bearer for Crota, so you don't have to run away from Crota. You can just stab him with the knife. You go invisible. He can't see you. You pick up the sword. You wait until your teammates shoot Crota and down him, and then you can hit him with the sword. Reduces the cooldown of Blink Strike. You know, that could be good, I guess. I don't know. So all that does is just reduce this cooldown. But I mean, if you're not using Backstab or Escape Artist, what's the point? I would say this one could be good in PvP, because when you hit them from behind, it does more damage. But again, this one depends on this really. If you go invisible, or if you just get lucky and hit somebody. And I would just go Escaped Artist for the most part in either situations. So now I'm going to talk about this column and this column before I get to these two over here. So let's get your setup for you know, PvE situations. Okay, so like instead, okay, if you're doing Crota, I know that's PvE, you really want your agility all the way up so you can run faster with the sword and all that. But normally in a PvE situation like PoE or you know, if you're just doing Vanguard strikes or whatever, you know, agility is good, but if you're new to the game, I would just focus on armor and recovery, because that's probably better suited for you. So I would go like this. So I'll probably go more like that in PvE, so because you got more armor, your recovery, will start faster, and then your agility again. It's not hard to outmaneuver AI enemies, so agility is not really that important. But again, you can have your agility all the way up if you like it. I would say do that when you get used to the game, and then that's better suited for you. Now in PvP, armor is more important and agility is more important. Recovery, it doesn't really matter because you're either going to die or you're not going to die. So I mean, I don't see the point of recovery. So that's probably what I would have for when I'm playing PvP. Right here, being able to move is really important, and having armor is good too. So that's really good. So you can have this if you want to have more agility, and when you're playing PvP, increases your sprint speed, and it extends your slide distance if you like sliding when you're playing PvP. This is good though in PvP because you can ready your weapon like right away. So I would think that's more important. This could be good, and this is good when you're playing like Crota raids, or you're doing more Crota raid, because it increases your duration of being invisible. So but again, I would say in PvE situations, you could use this or this. Would probably be your best options right here. But if you're doing Crota, if you're doing the sword, you definitely want this, and you definitely want that, because when you crouch, you go invisible. So that's really good. Let's see what this is. Killing an enemy with arc blade extends its duration. That's really good for PvE and PvP if you can get a lot of kills. But this one's good too. When you kill an enemy with arc blade, or it regens your health, so that's really good too. It's up to you which one you want to use. But in Crota, again, you want to use this for sure. You want to set it up like this. You want to have your agility all the way up. You want to have your armor up too, so you probably want it like that for Crota. And maybe vanish for when you get away from Crota. That's good too. But so that's the Blade Dancer, guys. And now I'm going to talk about the gear. First I'll start with the helmets, and then I'll talk about the gauntlets, the chest piece, and the leg armor. And then to finish off, I'll talk about the weapons that this hunter has. And then that'll be it for the video. So for the helmets, guys, the first helmet you want to get is probably this one, because when you use your golden gun, it'll give you an extra round, so you have 4 shots. So that's really good in PvP, and that's really good in trials, because in trials there's only 3 players, so that's really good. This is really good for Crota, because when you pick up an orb, it replenishes your health, and Arc Blade uses less super energy as well. So that's really good for an Arc Blade. So that's the 2 helmets you want the most. So if you get this to drop for you, whether you're playing Vanguard missions, or you're playing PvP, or you're Crucible, I should say, or you're doing the Nightfall, or you're playing some of the raids, these are the 2 helmets you want. This helmet's really good. It's only good in PvE, not PvP, because you only get 1 shot, and this one gives you 4. So you decide which one's better. This helmet I never use. I just have it because I want every exotic for every character. This one can be good if you like the radar, but you always have the radar whether on your screen when you're playing PvP. So this only gives it to you when you're aiming, so you can see what's around you. But I mean, that could be good for you if you want that. But again, these two helmets are the helmets you want. Now this helmet right here is from Crota Raid. This is really good, but it's set up for when you're playing Crota. But I mean, it's good for other PvE situations as well. So it's not a bad helmet to get. This is an Iron Banner helmet for the Hunter. I recently started playing Iron Banner, so I don't have a full set for the Hunter. But I mean, if you want this helmet, just play Iron Banner. This is a PoE helmet. I don't like these helmets. Again, they have okay stats on them, but you know, some of the stats on the PoE armor is really dumb, and especially the weapons. So I'm going to start talking again right here. You want this helmet and this helmet the most. So if Xur is selling these helmets, make sure to get them. Or if he's selling the engrams, make sure you get a couple of engrams and see if you can get these to drop for you, because these are really good. Alright, now I'm going to talk about the gauntlets. These are, I think this is from the Crota Raid, yep. And again, like I said before, it's more suited for Crota, but I mean, it's still a good arm piece to have. I'm not sure what these are for. I haven't upgraded it. Like these are just two random gauntlet pieces you can get. I don't think you can get this one anymore, but you can get this one, but I might end up deleting it when a Taken King comes out. We'll have to wait and see. But these are just normal legendary engrams that are gauntlets that you can get. This is a PoE armor. Again, I don't like the stats on these, so I'm not going to talk about it. Now, for the gauntlets, the best gauntlets to have, this one I never use. So, I mean, it's more for PvP, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't like the look of them, so I never use them. If you want to look here. I mean, it's a fucking beetle. I mean, it's kind of dumb. But I never use them. But I mean, it's okay. These gauntlets right here, they're okay. But again, these are like, you're usually going to use these helmets when you're playing. But I mean, these are okay as well. They're pretty good. Your trip mines last longer, increase reload speed on special weapons, more super energy from grenade kills. So I mean, that's not a bad thing. These are really good for PvE, because every time you they used to be really good for the very first part of Crota when you have to run that path, but there's a way around that path that you don't have to do anymore. Like, you don't have to run the maze or whatever. But these are really good because every time you get hit, you go invisible. And then they're really set up for Crota. But yeah, they're pretty good. So out of all of these, I would suggest, if you like PvE, get these. If you like PvP, get these right here. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the gauntlets. Let's talk about the chest piece. This is Trials of Osiris chest piece. You get that from playing Trials. This is another PoE chest piece. This is just a regular chest piece you can get from Dead to Orbit. This is the Crota chest piece. Again, it's really set up for Crota, but again, carry more ammo with auto rifles and shotguns, so you could use it in PvP if you wanted to. This is Iron Banner chest piece, really good. But again, just play Iron Banner if you want this chest piece. Let's talk about the exotics. He only has like 2, so this can be very good in Trials, because I would say, try to get these helmets first, these 2, and then try to get this chest piece, because you can revive your teammates faster. So if you want to play Trials, try to get this chest piece. Or this one is really good too, because you start with grenade energy every time a round starts, so that's really good. So that's really good for trials as well. So those are the chest pieces. So let's look at the boots. Alright, this is from the Crota raid. Again, it's more set up for Crota, but you can carry more heavy ammo, so that's always good. I'm not really sure what these boots are from. I'll probably end up deleting them. These are Trials of Osiris boots. You know, it has discipline, so I can't complain, but I don't use pulse rifles that much. You can carry more ammo and special weapons, so that's really good because I use shotguns. And this is PoE. PoE gear is really bad. I wouldn't suggest getting that. Now these are exotic boots right here. This is really good for PvP. So if you like to move quickly, or that's, you know, what it's for. And then these are pretty good too. You get an extra jump from double jump or triple jump. You can actually jump 4 times if you're on your gunslinger, and you have a triple jump. You'll be able to jump up 4 times. So I mean, I wouldn't suggest using this in PvP because I don't see the point. I would use these more often, but again, if you're trying to go after exotics to get, you know, I would suggest again getting these helmets and then getting one of these chest pieces, and then you're good to go. And then everything else is just extra. So those are the most important pieces right here to get, in my opinion, for the exotic gear. Now I'm going to talk about the weapons, and then I'm going to end this video, and that'll be it. So this is the Vision. This is my favorite scout rifle in the game. You get it from playing VOG. That's the Vault of Glass. When the Taken King comes out, and there's still a point of playing the Vault of Glass and Crota, please play them because it's really good. There's a lot of good weapons in the Vault of Glass as well. So I would suggest, you know, if the weapons are still good and you can upgrade them, if you can still upgrade them to the next level, you know, definitely play Vault of Glass. But the Vision, again, my favorite scout rifle, my favorite weapon in the game. Right here, this is a hand cannon. This is a PoE weapon. I don't like PoE weapons or gear because the stats on them are really dumb. So this is a Word of Crota. This is really good for PoE as well. It's a good hand cannon as well. But again, you have to play Crota to get that weapon. This is the Last Word. Very good in PvP. They are going to nerf these two. So who knows when the Taken King comes out anyways. So who knows how good hand cannons are going to be. But the Last Word, the Hawk Moon, and the Thorn are really good in PvP right now. So yeah, those are really good hand cannons to have. This is the Scholar. It does arc damage. It's good in PvP, but shoots kind of slow. But it hits really hard. So as you can see, compared to the Vision, it hits really hard. This is a Summoner. I'm probably going to delete this because it doesn't have any. You can get a Summoner with like arc damage, fire damage, or void damage. So I'll probably end up deleting one of these. And then this is the Messenger. I'll probably end up deleting this too because you can get Messenger with arc damage, or void damage, or some kind of damage. I'm not sure all three, but I know it's void damage for sure. So that's that. This is her courtesy shotgun. It's a queen's weapon. You know, it's an okay shotgun. I usually just have it for PoE when there's arc damage modifier on. This is the Plug 1 fusion rifle. Again, this is a very good fusion rifle. I'm not sure you can get it anymore. This is Black Hammer, my favorite sniper rifle. This is the Give and Take fusion rifle. It's, you know, it's a good fusion rifle to have. This is the Light of the Abyss fusion rifle. You get this from playing Crota. It's an okay fusion rifle, but there are better ones. This is a shotgun you can get from Dead Orbit. It's okay. There's better shotguns. This is a sidearm you get from doing the Queen's missions. You know, it's okay. This is a Secret Handshake. It's a pretty good shotgun. Again, I use it more in PoE when there's void damage. And then this is the Icebreaker, the best exotic sniper rifle you can get. I have 3 of these on each character. So I have 1 for each character, I should say. But Icebreaker is really good. But I still like the Black Hammer over the Icebreaker, so I would suggest trying to get the Black Hammer first. So if you want to get the Black Hammer, you gotta play Crota, and just play it on normal because you get a better chance of the Black Hammer dropping for you. So let's go to the heavy. This is the Thunderlord, very good heavy machine gun. It does have a lot of recoil though. This is another PoE heavy machine gun. Again, this weapon deals moderate bonus damage to fallen shanks. Like, really, that's a stat you want to put on a weapon. This is a Hunger Crota, very good rocket launcher. You get it from playing Crota. I would definitely suggest trying to get this rocket launcher. It's really good. The Gallahorn, it's okay. Not much to talk about with the Gallahorn. And, you know, they're going to nerf it, so I might just... I know that's like an inside joke, but they're going to nerf it, so it might be true. It might just be an okay rocket launcher from now on. But I will say, even when the Taken King comes out, the Gallahorn is going to be the most used rocket launcher, just because it has the wolf backgrounds. This is just any kind of heavy machine gun you can get. It's okay. The Truth, again, it's a good rocket launcher. It does void damage. I use it when the Nightfalls are void damage, so it's very good. It doesn't have wolf pack rounds, but it tracks, so it's really good. And then the super good advice is really good as well. So this is an exotic bounty that you can get from doing Vanguard bounties. If you do enough Vanguard bounties, you get this exotic bounty, and you can pick between 3 of them. And this heavy machine gun is really good. Yeah. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Again, if you watched the whole thing, thanks a lot.